15 wealthy musicians who are now flat broke. Part 2.
If you are brand new to our channel, we invite you to take a moment to subscribe. Just click on the lit red button as well as the gray bell. Why the bell? Well, it will let you know every time we post a new video.
9. Courtney Love. Although Courtney Love was a successful musician back in the late 1980s and early 1990s, many people know about her for all the wrong reasons. I think we are all well aware that Love was married to the late Kurt Cobain, with whom she has a daughter named Frances Bean Cobain. Many of us also know about Love's tendency to abuse hard drugs and spend a lot of money on settling lawsuits. When Cobain passed away, Love inherited one of the biggest fortunes in 90s rock history. However, the whole singer was unable to keep her hands on it. Drug abuse and depression eventually led Love to lose over $27 million in Nirvana money. This money went towards settling a copious amount of lawsuits, and eventually led to Love losing her home. It was even reported that the singer also owed her psychiatrist the insane amount of $48,000 for unpaid therapy sessions. 10. 50 Cent. 50 Cent has had a rough year, and has been in and out of courtrooms while trying to legitimize his claim to needing financial help. Although the rapper has filed for bankruptcy, his process has been postponed because of the court's unwillingness to believe that the rapper is as broke as he claims to be. To be fair, 50 Cent has done nothing to help his case, and has taken to posting pictures on Instagram that include him showing off large wads of cash. The rapper then revealed that the money was in fact fake and simply a ploy to maintain his baller status. However, the judge seems far from convinced, and has ordered 50 Cent's assets to be examined once again, this time more closely. 50 Cent's financials took a big hit when he lost a $7 million lawsuit last year. A woman named Lastonia Leviston sued the rapper. 11. Lil Kim. Lil Kim, who was born Kimberly Jones, has been living off her fortune for quite some time now. It has been over 10 years since Lil Kim has released an album, and so it is not too surprising to hear that the once successful artist has been falling behind on her mortgage payments, and is in the midst of losing her home. Lil Kim purchased her $3 million mansion back in 2002, and has struggled to meet her payments since 2010. The little diva has been sued by HSBC for neglecting her financial obligations, and has also been getting hassled by the IRS because she owes them an estimated six-figure amount in back taxes. Things do not seem to be looking up for the celeb, and it would appear that she might be forced to leave her longtime home by the end of the year. Her attempts to get back in the limelight have failed her, and her next possible move might be to file for bankruptcy. 12. Kelis. Although many people have not thought about Kelis in years, at one point in time she was the person to blame for having the songs Milkshake and Bossy stuck in your head. Throughout her musical career, the singer released 5 different albums, and also collaborated with many different R&B and hip-hop artists. Kelis's most successful album Tasty was released in 2003, and it didn't take long before the singer started dating Nas. In 2005, Nas and Kelis got married, but unfortunately their marriage only lasted about 5 years. At this point in time, Kelis was completely broke and 8 months pregnant. Kelis begged her estranged husband to pay spousal support and chip in with baby-related expenses, but he refused to pay her a dime. My survival is based on Nas' will at this time. If he does not want to pay for an expense, it does not get paid, said the singer. 13. Cyndi Lauper. Unlike many of the celebrities on this list, Cyndi Lauper actually started off her career bankrupt, and not the other way around. Before Lauper decided to go solo, she was in a band called Blue Angels. Lauper and her bandmates released an album through a record label, and were horrified to find out that it performed horribly. To make a bad situation worse, the Blue Angels manager decided to sue them for $80,000 in hopes of making ends meet. At this point in her life, the singer had reached an all-time low. She got a job at a clothing store, and spent her days folding jeans and trying to work off her bankrupt status. Afterwards, Lauper began singing in nightclubs, while she tried to work out a new record deal with her manager. Later that year, Lauper released her first record, which landed her a #1 spot in the charts back in 1980s, and put money back into her wallet. 14. Billy Joel. Billy Joel was a billionaire back in his day, but unfortunately he couldn't keep his hand on his money like he does his piano keys. The musician learned the hard way that if you want to stay on top of your financials, you shouldn't give a bunch of money to your wife's brother to put in investments for you. Joel lost over $90 million by hanging around the wrong people. He also lost millions because of his tendency to get married early on in his relationships. Joel filed for bankruptcy on 3 different occasions, and coincidentally, was divorced 3 times as well. Although Joel went through his fair share of heartbreaks and risky investments, he is still able to smile and continues touring around the world in hopes of recuperating his millions. The piano man has managed to get back on his feet after facing many different types of obstacles, and hopefully he has learned that, if he wants to keep his money, he should refrain from getting married. On 15. TLC. TLC is a 90s band that took the world by storm with their original and catchy music. Rosanda Thomas, Tion Watkins and Lisa Lopez instantly became famous beyond belief by releasing 2 multi-platinum albums and several singles. Throughout their musical career, these women kept their music fresh by mixing blues, hip-hop, and rhythm together in one big musical pot. Although their success has been everlasting, the 3 women shocked their fans and managers by declaring themselves as broke. TLC's manager from Paviton Incorporated refused to believe the singer's claim, and believed them to be trying to get out of their record deal. Whatever the case, TLC listed their assets, and appeared in front of the court, and fought to renegotiate their record deal, which they believed to be unfair, and causing them too much money. In the years to come, it would seem like many different artists took notes from these 3 divas, and also filed for bankruptcy, to loosen their record label's grip on their financials.